right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna do some breathing exercises. To start, breathing through your nostrils, and so here I'm sitting on the floor. If you want, you can sit in a chair, and then we'll move to the floor, lying face down on the towel in just a moment. But I wanted to review that if you're sitting down, you can often use pillows, bolsters, yoga blocks to support your thighs and legs. So even just having that yoga block underneath my thigh makes it easier on my body. Sometimes I might even sit on top of the yoga block so that my hips are above my knees, or if I'm sitting down here, now my hips are below my knees. So just know that you have some options when we're moving around and sitting on the floor and moving our body and supporting our body. So we're going to start off by blocking your left nostril and only breathing through your right nostril. So we're going to inhale, hold, and then exhale. Inhale, pause, exhale. Checking your posture. Inhale, pause, exhale. Trying to let those shoulders drop. Inhale, pause, exhale. Inhale, pause, exhale. We're going to do one more. Inhale, pause, exhale. All right, so now we're going to go face down, forehead face down. Arms are going to go along your sides, palms down. So your thumbs are going to be pointing out. Again, you can pay attention to, or you got the tops of your feet on the ground, or you bring your toes up. Noticing that you have some options. So we're going to bring those toes up, palms are flat, and we're going to bridge your knees. This is like you're standing up on your feet. The thighs are up off the floor. And then just relax those thighs back down. Point your toes, go back to the tops of the toe, feet to the floor. Try to point your toes as far as you can. Lifting your legs up off the floor just a little bit. As you point your toes, then bring the feet back down, tops of the feet back to the floor. Then you're going to bring the toes back to the floor. So the bottom of the toes, tips of your toes are touching the floor. Bridge those knees. What we're just doing, tightening your quads. You feel anything in your back. Feel like one hand is pushing into the floor harder than the other. And relax your thighs back down. Tops of the feet. Point your toes. Stretching your toes as far away from the top of your head as you can. And then relax your legs. Bring the feet back into your preferred position, which for me is the tips of my toes, versus allowing my weight of my legs to push my feet into that pointed toes. Palms facing down. We're going to lift both hands up, elevating both arms, taking the back of the arms high to the sky. Keep those elbows straight. Both arms are lifted at the same time. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Relax. We're going to bring your hands up to the side like you're making a T. We're going to lift up from this position. Up and hold it. Keep that chin tucked. Keep holding. And then relax. We're going to take your arms up overhead. More of that V position. We're going to go thumbs up. Lift both hands. Just as whatever you can do, not try to shove into it. And then relax. We're going to come back down. Hands out wide, palms facing down. Lift those hands and arms. Holding it steady. Keep those elbows straight. Bring those arms back down. Slide them back down along your side. Palms facing, touching the floor. Thumbs are out. Lift those hands. The arms close to your legs. Squeeze your shoulders back, try to open up the front part of your chest, keep that chin tucked. And relax. All right, we're gonna move to a little modified child's pose. And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna lean back, you're gonna come back, bring your glutes close back to your heels, your hips are wide. You can even have your feet back. We're just gonna glide forward, come back up over the top. How does this feel? Cross your knees, bringing it back. Back up. And once again, back into that child's pose. From here, we're gonna lift one arm up at a time. It's a very small movement. We're gonna switch arms. We're going thumb to the ceiling. We're back up onto the tabletop position. We're gonna do a side bend to the left, side bend to the right, back to the left, back to the right. So here you're thinking about just taking your shoulder to your hip, hip to your shoulder, kind of forming a little C. We're gonna do that each side once again, keeping those hands posted. You can go wherever you want with your arms and hands. Okay, from here, now we're gonna do some leg movements. We're gonna bring the heel back to your glute. And then switch sides. As long as you don't get any cramping, tightness in the back of that thigh. Switch. Can you get that heel closer to the glutes? And down. Is your knees okay going into these positions? One leg feel tighter than the other? One knee have more pressure, more pain, discomfort? You play around with that foot and ankle position. We're gonna do one more each side. Pull that heel back. My right side just feels a lot more free. We're gonna do this side once again, switching to the sides, alternating, getting a good squeeze as you hold it up. And relax. All right, from here, we're gonna round your back out, trying to take your spine high to the ceiling. We're kind of creating a barrel situation with your stomach up your over the top of a barrel. And now we want to relax, extend your head and chin up to the ceiling. Think about taking your glutes high, and then we're going to relax, arch back up, push through the floor, and relax, extend, lifting your head and chin, gazing up as high as you can, jaw open, and then relax, bring it back to neutral, arch back up. Trying to push through your hands, push through the floor, relax, and extend back up. All right, so from here, we're gonna go ahead and lie on your side. Now, when you lie on your side, one of the things that you wanna do is pay attention to where are you, if you're rolling forward, rolling back. You wanna find that neutral position, and we're gonna maintain this position. So in this position, when we lift the leg, we don't wanna roll forward or roll back. So maintain this position. We're gonna lift your leg up. We're not trying to go as high as you can. We do want to keep this leg fairly parallel to the floor. We're going to hold that position as you rotate the knee and toes up. Bring those nose, toes and knee forward, back to neutral, and then rotating them down. Rotate back to neutral. Toes and knee rotate up. And again, when we often rotate up, that's where the whole body wants to roll back. Back to neutral. Rotate internally. Back to neutral. Take a break if you need it, but otherwise try to keep that leg lifted and elevated the entire time. Back to neutral. Rotate the foot and leg in. Back to neutral and relax. We'll switch sides. So you can just roll over. Again, exploring how does it feel when you have pressure into these points. So kind of roll forward, roll back, see what it feels like on this side. Then you're gonna find that neutral position. We're gonna lift this leg. We're gonna rotate the toes and knee up, back to neutral, in. One side move more freely than the other, rotate back to neutral, toes and knee back up. This side it feels for me like I have to think about it a little bit more. Back to neutral, toes and knee in, back to neutral. Again, try to keep that leg up the entire time, but if you need to take a break, you can. Back to internal, back to neutral. Rotate that leg up and out, toes pointing towards the ceiling as much as you can. Back to neutral, last time through. Back to internal rotation and relax. All right, you're gonna move to your back. We're gonna take your hands, your fingertips are pointing to the ceiling, the back of your arms are on the floor. We're gonna lift up. We're gonna bring them back down. Elbows lift up, out to the side, press up. So we have our arms, bringing them close to our rib cage, pressing up with the arms narrow. Slide the elbows, once the back of the arms are on the floor, you slide the elbows out wide, lift up, back down, slide those elbows back into your side, arms lift running parallel, back down, back of the arms touch the floor, you slide the hands and elbows out wide. Now they run opposing each other, so they're moving away, then you bring them back in, and they run parallel. So back of the arms down, elbows out wide, take the hands up. From here, what we're going to do is you're going to keep your hands up, and now you're going to bend your elbows, bend out your elbows so the fingers stay pointing up, and then you're going to let the fingers start to move back as the hands drop down to the floor, keeping your elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. The fingers are pointing down as your elbows are pointing up, and then we start to keep those elbows up as we extend, lifting the fingers towards the ceiling. Do that once again. Try to keep those elbows pointed directly up as you bring your fingertips towards your shoulders. Back up. Back down. Back up. Back down. Again, trying to keep that elbow pointing directly up. Try not to let this upper arm move. Last time through. From here, we're going to take your hands out wide. And you can have your legs all the way straight. You can have your knees bent. It's really up to you. We're going to bring those hands back to the middle. Fingertips touch. Reach the hands to the ceiling, which is protracting your shoulders. You can feel this little shift as your shoulder blades scoop around your rib cage. Keep those hands and elbows extended. We're going to relax the shoulders, hands out wide. Bring the hands back to the middle. Hands touch, reach, a little extra shoulder retraction, protraction, and then relax, hands and elbows out wide. This time we're going to go up, we're going to squeeze, and then we're going to start to take our hands up over our heads. So taking them back just to where you feel tightness, hold it here, and then right back up to the middle. Palms are facing towards the feet. We start to let them go back up overhead to where the palms face up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Just till you feel tightness, right back up to the middle. Here we go, 2 more. Back with control. Where do you first feel it get tight? Does one side get tighter than the other? Does your body try to shift? Bring those hands back up. Last time. Just slow and controlled. Take it over the top. Feel where do you first feel that stretch? And then back up. All right, we're going to extend one leg out. We're going to bring that leg, keeping a small space in your back, keep that knee and toe pointing up. You're going to lift that foot up, keeping those thighs side by side or as high as you can go before the back wants to flatten. You're going to hold it here nice and steady. We're going to let that toe and knee rotate out as you try to keep that pelvis up nice and straight, because the side that rotates wants to often rotate the entire pelvis. Rotate the toes and knee back up, holding it back into neutral. Are you able to hold this nice and steady? What is it doing to your low back? We're going to lower that leg and we'll switch out. We're going to switch legs. Which one was flat? The other leg goes out straight. Toes and knee are pointing up. We elevate that leg, keeping that small space in your back. Keep that hip, the pelvis that is with the leg that is lifted, keep that up. With the leg lifted, often wants to fall. We're going to rotate the toes and knee out as much as you can. Holding it steady. How does it feel into your low back, mid back? We're going to rotate the toes and knee back up. And lower. All right, we're going to bring your hands out wide. Your feet are going to come up. We're going to, like you have a seam, like your thighs and legs and heels and everything are glued or zipped together. Your hands and elbows are out wide, palms facing down. You're going to rotate just till you feel tightness. Right before that shoulder and the hip wants to elevate, you're going to hold it right there. Back to the middle. And again, right where those legs want to separate or anything wants to move away, whether it's the seam of the thighs, the ankles, shoulder wanting to lift, just go to that first point of tightness, hold it there. Try not to move past that tightness. We're detecting, we'll go back to the middle, back to the other side. Where's that first point of tightness and can you hold it there? So it's a very small movement, back to neutral. We'll do each side once again. Again, right where those legs want to come apart or your arm wants to lift, back to the middle. We go to the other side. Again, and then legs down. So we're just finding that tension. Now what we're going to do is you're going to keep your feet flat. We're going to crunch up and we're going to side bend. So holding the up, we want to slide your hand down towards the other foot, back to the middle, side bend to the other side. Back, take a break. We're going to crunch up. We're going to start going the other side. So we're going to go to the right this time first, side bend down, back to the middle, and to the left. Back to the middle, and relax. We're going to do it 2 more times each side, starting with each side. So we're going to crunch up. We're going to go to the left, side bend, taking that hand and arm towards the foot, back to the middle. Go to the other side, back to the middle, down. Here we go, crunch up, side bend to the right, back to the middle, side bend to the left, back to the middle. All right, we're going to move to a seated position. And so here what we want to pay attention to is, what are your legs doing? Are they shifting? How much do they shift? In fact, you might even play around with what that feels like by doing it right now, by trying to push through one leg, allowing the other to side bend, and then push through the other. What we want to do is avoid that when we're doing the rotation. So we want to avoid that leg and hip movement. Fingertips to the tops of your shoulders. We're going to rotate as far as you can, just to wherever those legs want to shift. Hold it here. Rotate back to the middle. And rotate all the way to the opposite side again, just to where those legs want to shift. Holding it tight through your lower body, sitting up tall through your chest. How tight is it on the back of the legs? Rotate back to the middle. We're going to side bend. So what we were just doing on the floor, back up to the middle. Go to the other side. Just till you feel tightness or that glute wants to lift off. Back to the middle. Go to the other side. Just nice, gentle movements. Good. Now we're going to do a slight rotation and side bend in each direction here. So back to the middle, to the right. Back to the left, back to the middle, and side bend to the right. So just nice, gentle side bends We're going to rotate back to the middle, rotate to the other side. Side bend, just again, right before that glute wants to lift. Back up tall. Side bend to the other side. Where do you feel things getting tight? Back up. One more each direction. Side bend. Back to the middle. And to the other side. Starting to really use some of your spinal muscles to help your vertebrae move. All right, we're going to lie back down. Your feet are out wide. Now you're going to lift your hips high to the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Push your low back and hips up. Are your feet making contact with the floor? What are your toes doing? Lower the hips. Lower your back. Arch your back. We're going to flatten. We're going to continue to roll your hips up. Push your hips high to the sky. Push it through your feet. And relax. All right, we're going to move back to lying on your side. So we're going to bring your knees bent. So your knees are out in front of your hips. We're going to keep your thighs together. And we're going to lift the foot. Just hip internal rotation. Holding it here. Let that foot lower back down. Keep the heels together. Lift the end part of the thigh up. Slowly bring that thigh back down. Make contact. Get stable. Then lift that foot away. Again, not allowing any other part of your body to move. Foot down. Lift those thighs apart. Squeeze this glute. Again, it's just a gentle movement. Changing the tension in your body. One more each direction. We take the thigh down, foot up. Slow, controlled movement. Last time before we switch sides. Keep those feet together. Lift the thighs apart, but not so much that the whole body rolls backwards. And relax. Okay, we'll switch sides. So again, we've got those thighs together, feet together. Now we're lifting the foot. Lower that foot back down. Keep the feet together. Nice, smooth transition. Down, thighs together, feet apart. Down, feet together, thighs apart. Thighs together, feet apart with that hip internal rotation. Nice, gentle movement. Back down, lift the thighs. Final time, final hold, and relax. All right, we'll move back to seated position. And now we'll end the session by blocking your right nostril, breathing through your left. So block the right. We're going to fully inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. 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 Exhale. One more. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. All right. Nice job today. Thanks for joining me. Tomorrow we have our equipment-based work.